Assalamu alaikum dear students. So as we have already started chapter, that is chapter number 11, magnetic materials, and we have seen that the magnetism phenomenon associated with magnetic fields which arise from the motion of electric charges. This motion can take many forms. It can be an electric current in a conductor or charged particle moving through space, or it can be the motion of an electron in an atomic orbital. Magnetism is also associated with elementary particles such as the electron that have property called spin. All matter exhibits magnetic properties, as we know that, to some degree. When placed in an inhomogeneous field, matter is either attracted or repelled in the direction of the gradient of the field. This property is described by the magnetic susceptibility of the matter and depends on the degree of magnetization of the matter in the field. Now there is a two new word, that is susceptibility and magnetization. Magnetization depends on the size of the dipole moment of the atom in a substance and the degree to which dipole moment are aligned with respect to each other. Now what is magnetization and what is susceptibility? That is what we are going to study today. Now certain materials such as iron exhibit very strong magnetic properties because of the alignment of the magnetic moment of their atom within certain small region called domains. Under normal condition, the various domains have field that cancel, but they can be aligned with each other to produce extremely large magnetic fields. So let's see what topic today we are going to study. So as we have seen that in this chapter, that is magnetic materials, we have to study origin of magnetic fields in material, magnetic moment of an electron revolving around the nucleus of an atom, that is we had already studied in the last lecture, and inshallah in today's video lecture we will study regarding the magnetization and magnetic intensity. Now, what is magnetization? Just now you have heard this word, but what is the definition of the magnetization? So here is the definition of the magnetization: the ratio of magnetic moment to the volume of the material is called magnetization. The ratio of magnetic moment to the volume of the material is called magnetization. So if capital M is denoted by magnetization, is denoted as magnetization. So here we are having formula that capital M is equal to small m, that is net magnetic dipole moment per unit volume, that is. So here m is a vector quantity having dimension, that is L minus 1 ampere, and SI unit is ampere per meter. Now let's consider a rod of such material with some net magnetization placed in a solenoid. Now what is solenoid? We have already studied what is solenoid. So here we have to consider a rod such that a material with some net magnetization placed in a solenoid with n turns per unit length and carrying current capital I. So magnetic field inside the solenoid is given by, as we had already derived a formula, that is yes, B0 is equal to mu naught Ni, where N is the number of turns and I is the current. So here we are having that B0 is equal to mu naught Ni. Now let us denote The magnetic field due to material kept inside the solenoid is by Bm. As we have considered a rod and we have placed a material inside the solenoid, so the field that will be created by this material, it will be denoted by Bm. So finally, how many field will be there? Yes, so finally there will be two field, that is B0, that is the field of the solenoid, and the material inside the solenoid, it will be Bm. So how many field we are having? We are having two field, that is B0 and Bm. So finally B is equal to B0 plus Bm, and label this as equation number 1. It has been observed that Bm is proportional to magnetization, that is M of the material. Bm is proportional to magnetization, that is Bm is directly proportional to capital M. So some constant must be there. So this constant will be nothing but mu naught. So finally we can say that Bm is equal to mu naught M. Here we will introduce one more quantity called magnetic field intensity, that will be H, that we are going to discuss it later on. So finally what we can have, as by the equation number 1 we are having B is equal to B naught plus Bm. Now we are having the value of B naught with us, now we are having the value of Bm with us. So when we substitute all this value in our equation number 1, so therefore we will have equation number 1 as B is equal to mu naught Ni plus mu naught M. So labeled is as equation number 2. So as I have told you that there is a one more quantity which is capital H, that is the magnetic field intensity, where H is equal to Ni, where N is the number of turn, I is the current. The noticeable difference between the expression of B and H is that H does not depend on the material rod which is placed inside the solenoid. Fine. So finally what we can have, that B is equal to mu naught H plus mu naught M. Instead of Ni what we have written H. So finally mu naught is common, so we can take it out from the bracket, and the remaining term in the bracket is nothing but H plus M. So finally we can say that H is equal to B upon mu naught minus M. Now see, when we have taken out the mu naught common from the bracket, so we are going to label this as equation number 3. So now if we are going to find the value of magnetic field intensity from the equation number 3, so finally we will have H is equal to B upon mu naught minus M. So this will be labeled as equation number 4. So from this expression we conclude that H and M have the same unit, that is ampere per meter, and also have the same dimensions. Thus the magnetic field induced in the material depend on H and M. Further, it is observed that if H is not too strong, the magnetization capital M induced in the material is proportional to the magnetic intensity, that is M is directly proportional to H. See, first we have seen that Bm is directly proportional to M. Then we have taken some constant, that constant was nothing but mu naught. Yes, now here if H is not too strong, that is the if magnetic field intensity is not too strong, so magnetization will be directly proportional to the magnetic field intensity, that is M is directly proportional to H. Now if we have to remove the proportionality sign, so we have to take some constant. Now this constant is taken as chi. You can see here M is equal to chi H. Now this X sign is nothing but chi. So label this as equation number 5, where Chi is called magnetic susceptibility. Magnetic susceptibility. It is a measure of the magnetic behavior of the material in external applied field. What is magnetic susceptibility? It is a measure of magnetic behavior of the material in external applied magnetic field. Now, chi is the ratio of two quantities with the same unit, that is ampere per meter. Hence, it is a dimensionless constant. Now, from equation number 3 and 4, we get P is equal to mu naught H plus chi H. Instead of that M, what we have taken chi H from the equation number 5. So here, finally, see B is equal to mu naught. H will be taken as a common. We can take it out from the bracket. So we will have 1 plus chi H. Now, 1 plus chi. 1 plus chi is nothing but mu r, that is the relative permeability. So finally we can have B is equal to mu naught mu r H. Now label this as equation number 6. So B is equal to mu naught mu r H, because mu r is nothing but 1 plus chi. But we can have one more thing, that mu naught into mu r, that is permeability in free space, and relative permeability is equal to only permeability. So we can have this equation number 6 as B is equal to mu H, because mu itself is mu naught into mu r. So finally we can have mu is equal to mu naught 1 plus chi. So label this as equation number 7. So here mu is the magnetic permeability of the material, analogous to electric permittivity in electrostatics. See, we have already studied permittivity, electric permittivity in electrostatics. So this is the analogous of the electric permittivity, that is the magnetic permeability, and mu r is the relative magnetic permeability of the substance. Now what is permeability and what is permittivity, what is susceptibility? This thing we will discuss in the next video lecture. So let's stop here, and this is very easy derivation. All are very much related to each other. What we have to do, we have to understand the relation of all this quantity from each other. So let's stop here. Inshallah, we'll have our next lecture, and in that we will discuss permeability and permittivity and susceptibility.